Ever wondered what monsters lurked in the oceans millions of years before us? Forget what you see in the water today. We're diving deep, way back in time, to meet the real-life sea monsters that once ruled our planet. These weren't just big fish. They were colossal, terrifying predators that make the great white shark look like a guppy. From the age of dinosaurs to the dawn of mammals, the deep sea was a battleground for some of the most fearsome creatures to have ever existed. So, strap in, bear, because we're about to explore a lost world hidden beneath the waves, uncovering the secrets of prehistoric underwater giants. Let's start our journey in the late Cretaceous period, about 70 million years ago. The oceans were warmer, the coastlines were different, and swimming in the sea was a very, very bad idea. Why? Because of a creature called the Mosasaurus, popularized by blockbuster movies. The real Mosasaurus was every bit as terrifying, if not more so. This wasn't a dinosaur, but a massive marine reptile. A type of aquatic lizard that could grow up to 60 feet long, the length of a school bus. Imagine a giant Komodo dragon, but with flippers and a powerful tail fin, perfectly adapted for the water. Its head alone was 6 feet long, and its mouth was filled with rows of sharp conical teeth, designed for one thing: grabbing and holding on to anything it wanted to eat. And it ate everything: fish, sharks, birds, and even other smaller mosasaurs. They were the undisputed kings of the Cretaceous seas, an apex predator at the top of a violent food chain. The hunting strategy was pure brute force, sudden, explosive ambush from below, clamping down with a bone-crushing bite. But the Mosasaurus wasn't the only giant reptile in town. Let's travel even further back, to the Jurassic period, around 150 million years ago. Here, we meet another titan, the Pliosaurus. This beast was a short-necked pliosaur, and it was built for power. Think of a sperm whale's body mixed with the head of a giant crocodile. Pliosaurus had one of the most powerful bites of all time. Estimated to be 4 times stronger than that of a titan. Its massive flippers allowed it to propel its 10-ton body through the water with terrifying speed. Pliosaurus was a hypercarnivore, meaning its diet was almost exclusively other large animals. It preyed on long-necked plesiosaurs, giant fish, and enormous squid. The famous fossil known as the monster of Arambri was initially thought to be a young pliosaurus that measured over 50 feet long, suggesting adults could have been even larger. These were the T-Rexes of the Jurassic oceans, true apex predators that feared nothing. Now, let's fast forward a bit, past the age of dinosaurs, to a time when a new monster ruled the seas. We're talking about the one, the only, the legendary Otodas Megalodon. Megalodon lived from about 23 million to just 3.6 million years ago. This wasn't a reptile, it was a shark. But not just any shark. This was the largest predatory fish that has ever lived. Estimates suggest Megalodon could reach lengths of up to 67 feet. 3 times longer than the largest great white sharks today. Its teeth were the size of a human hand, serrated and built for shearing through flesh and bone. Imagine a mouth so big it could swallow a small car. What did a shark this big eat? Whales. Yes, Megalodon was a whale hunter. Fossils of whale bones have been found with clear bite marks matching the size and shape of Megalodon's teeth. They were perfectly adapted for hunting large blubberage prey. Its extinction is still a topic of debate among scientists, with theories ranging from a cooling climate to a loss of its primary food source. But for millions of years, Megalodon was the undisputed emperor of the ocean. But the prehistoric oceans weren't just about the giants. An entire ecosystem of strange and fascinating creatures thrived beneath them. Let's talk about some of the other players. Consider the Dunkleosteus, a massive armored fish from the Devonian period, around 360 million years ago. This thing didn't have teeth in the traditional sense. Instead, It had bony plates that formed a terrifying, self-sharpening beak, which it used to slice and crush its prey, including early sharks and other armored fish. It had one of the strongest bites of any fish ever. Then there were the early sharks themselves. Long before Megalodon, sharks like the Stethecanthus swam the seas. This shark was bizarre. It was only a few feet long, but the males had a strange anvil-shaped dorsal fin covered in tooth-like spikes. Scientists believe this odd structure might have been used in mating displays or for defense. The prehistoric seas were a laboratory of evolution, producing some of the weirdest and most wonderful designs imaginable. How did these ancient sea creatures become so massive? The answer lies in their environment. During many of these periods, the oceans were warmer and richer in oxygen and nutrients than they are today. This abundance of resources supported vast food webs, from plankton all the way up to giant predators. The lack of significant land-based competition for marine reptiles also allowed them to evolve to enormous sizes. This phenomenon, known as aquatic gigantism, is seen in many groups of marine animals. A larger body size helps with thermoregulation, allows for travel over longer distances to find food, and provides a significant advantage in predator-prey dynamics. For air-breathing reptiles like Mosasaurus and Pliosaurus, a larger body meant they could hold their breath for longer, allowing for deeper and more extended dives in search of food. Their adaptations were a perfect storm of environmental opportunity and evolutionary pressure. The study of these animals is called paleontology, and it's like being a detective. Scientists don't have living specimens to observe. Instead, they piece together the story of these creatures from fossils, bones, teeth, and impressions left in rot for millions of years. A single tooth can tell us about an animal's diet. The shape of a vertebra can tell us how it swam. And bite marks on the bones of other animals can give us direct evidence of a prehistoric hunt. Via using modern technology like CT scans and computer modeling, scientists can reconstruct the muscles of these animals, estimate their bite force, and even simulate how they might have moved and hunted. Every new fossil discovery adds another piece to the puzzle, painting a clearer picture of these incredible lost worlds. It adds a constant process of discovery that reminds us just how much of our planet's history is still waiting to be unearthed from beneath the waves. So what happened to all these marine monsters? Their downfall was often tied to massive global changes. The asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs 66 million years ago also devastated marine ecosystems, leading to the extinction of the Mosasaurus and Pliosaurus, along with about 75% of all life on Earth. The oceans became toxic, food chains collapsed, and only the most adaptable creatures survived. For Megalodon, its extinction much later was likely a slower, more gradual process. A cooling climate changed ocean currents and forced its primary food source, the whales, to move into colder polar waters where the giant shark couldn't follow. The rise of new competitors, like the ancestors of the modern great white shark and orcas, may have also put pressure on the aging king. In the end, even the mightiest rulers fall. Exploring the world of prehistoric sea monsters is a humbling experience. It reminds us that our time on this planet is just a tiny fraction of Earth's long and dramatic history. The creatures we've talked about today were masters of their domain, perfectly evolved for a world that no longer exists. They challenge our imagination and deepen our appreciation for the forces of evolution and the ever-changing nature of life on Earth. The next time you look out at the ocean, remember the giants that once swam in its depths, the mosasaurs, the pliosaurs, and the mighty Megalodon. Their reign is over, but their legacy is written in stone, a timeless reminder of when monsters ruled the sea. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into our planet's ancient past. If you were fascinated by these incredible creatures, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into the lost worlds of history and science. What prehistoric animal do you want to see us cover next? Let us know in the comments below. See you next time.